No more crashing. I'm tired of this. Enough's enough. You've gotten some top 16s. Cool. You got #1 qualifier. Cool. It's time to get a podium. Where's Rachel? We need her salsa.
Lap out, car feels really good. It's funny kind of the juxtaposition because I think this was the first track of the season last year and we had so many issues and I was just freaking out the whole time. I was calm, cool, and collected. I just got used to the E36 a little bit too much, so I definitely underestimated how much grip I had and I was like completely missed the first zone. So I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna try to get more chase practice because that's something I've always had a weakness on, but I'm gonna keep that in mind. I follow really little in practice because I'm so worried about my lead, and I think that's been one of my big faults. As you can see, I made some pretty big mistakes there. I'd rather focus on fixing those mistakes, and inherently I'll learn the track, and I should be able to do a better lead. Qualifying doesn't really matter that much. I'd rather just get comfortable with my chase, so that way when it comes to battle, I don't make a dumb mistake.
Feeling a little bit lazy. It is a pretty big turbo on a pretty small track. I'm debating a gear change, and what I'm using as my information to determine that, I'm looking and I'm seeing my max RPM that I'm hitting in third gear on that first sweeper, which seems to be like 8,300, and we can rev it to like 9,200, which lets me know to achieve the wheel speed needed. We'll probably be fine shortening the ratio a little bit, but the biggest issue is when I go down to second and come back to third, we have these real big dips, and then it takes a while to get back up into boost when I get back into third gear and really get into the power band up here. So hopefully shortening the ratio will get into boost quicker, and then we won't have this like really big lazy spot with the car. We'll maybe ride in limiter a little bit more, but I think the car will feel much better. So that last lap I had it, gripped up the car a little bit more,
definitely shocked me. I almost missed the clutch pedal because I was like, holy crap, this thing's moving. Made the similar mistakes to what I made last year when I was following Osbo and I got lost in the smoke and transitioned too early. One of the things I'm going to work on in the next set of practice laps is counting. So that way if I'm completely blind, I know when to transition. Because it's very difficult to know, and the last thing you want to do is plow into the door of someone because you're transitioning too late. So either I got to look for that visual point of that like inner curve and transition then, or just kind of count and then remember my marker point. So I'm going to experiment with both. That way if that scenario happens, I'll be prepared. But overall, I'm happy that I'm taking a different approach to practice and trying to get more chase laps in. Because usually I'm just so worried about qualifying high that I don't get chase practice, and then I make a dumb mistake. So hopefully we can work all that out. I'll drive better because of it.
You're out of control! Ah! Look at this guy.
Hey! Hey!
Ain't a fucking tag.
We're gonna sneak into a movie theater with one ticket. Where's Rachel?
Where are my glasses?
Where's your glasses? Where are my glasses?
Be here for 30 minutes.
I'm going to the concession stand. Want anything?
Yeah.
What?
You want anything from the concession
What?
stand? I'm going.
Yo, I could get some fries.
What?
Yeah.
Hey, Adam wants to get DP.
He wants to eat.
No.
Yo, chill. So going over some of the data and watching some of the footage, car seems pretty on par. It's a little bit slow all over the track, so we're going to add some more grip to it. But the biggest issue is digging out of the hole. The shift is just taking way too long going from second to third. So for the next lap, I'm going to try leaving in third and see if I can get the wheel speed up fast enough. And I think that'll solve a lot of issues and make my line a lot smoother and cause me to not get gapped as bad. So give it a shot and see how she feels.
I think this is one of my favorite lead runs from the night. Leaving it in third really just helped kind of get rid of that shift point. I just felt really good about all the zones and stuff here. And the car was moving. We added a little bit of grip at the nighttime. This chase run, I just have really been struggling with the transition for that last corner. He did overcook it a little bit and I kind of saw that happening, but it's very difficult to avoid hitting that wall when you're in the chase position if you don't allow enough room in that area. I was a little bit delayed in my transition timing right around that, right before the inner. And when you are a little bit too slow to get back on throttle there, you end up getting gapped on that straight because the difference gets exaggerated. A little bit better on that last transition, but still something I want to work on. I was pretty feeling good about it. It definitely could have used a little more proximity, but overall, all the transition points and zones I had kind of spot on. I just needed to push a little bit harder, either with more grip or just kind of not really left foot braking or bleeding off throttle as much as I was.
It was at least his scooter that he broke. No, he broke my scooter.
Now, lineman, get the toll plate.
No, like look at it. Like there's
broke from the little bale.
dude, it's like not. Is this the headset got loose? No, it's tight, man. Feel it. Overall, definitely took a different approach to this practice. Not my best tandem runs ever, but you know, I never get to have this much fun driving FD because I get so worried about my qualifying runs. And this time I got to have some good practice, and there's a lot of dumb mistakes that I'm making that I'm glad I'm making now versus in battle. So tomorrow I think we get 2 more practice runs before we go into qualifying. Don't really care how I qualify. As long as I qualify, we'll be good. And then we'll have another warm-up before competition, but you guys will see that in the next video. So I hope you enjoy this one. I tried to be analytical after runs and hope you guys can see that. We also tried overlaying the runs. Let us know if you like that or if you don't like that. Sometimes it's repetitive to see like the in-car, then the out-of-car, but sometimes I like to see it as a driver. But I can understand how for like 10 runs I might get repetitive. So anyway, give us some feedback. Hope you enjoyed this one. I know it was a quick one, but we'll see you soon.
Oh my god!